Good morning, very beautiful good morning. I'm coming to you live right now from the forest. It's 7:04 a.m. right here in Scheveningen, The Hague, Netherlands. And I wanted to take this opportunity to connect with you. I'm out for my morning run right now, together with my beautiful companion here, Jackie. Come here, come say hi. Hey, hey, hey. So, I'm coming to you live right now just to share the importance of taking time to connect with nature. Communion with nature is essential for self-care, for health, for well-being, and just fulfillment and happiness. Like so many people, we forget that we as human beings come from nature. Whatever you believe, whether it's spiritual, religious, or scientific, everything is based that we come from nature in some form, however we are created. And the way our current world is organized, we've become disconnected. And we've become so disconnected that, we wear these plastic or leather bindings around our feet, which completely electromagnetically cut us off from Mother Earth. And, there's no way for all the positive energy which gets stored in our body from electromagnetic frequencies, from radiation, electronic devices, toxins, stress that we get from our environment, from our work, from everything, has no place to go. And naturally, we would be walking bare feet on the earth. And then with that connection with the earth, we would have earthing or grounding, as it's said. And this is like a principle in technology, in science, is, for example, if you have electronic devices that are connected to an energy outlet and they're not grounded, like if something happens, if they short circuit or lightning strikes or there's an overload of energy of some kind, then the device breaks. The circuits of the house or building, they fry. And this doesn't happen if they're grounded, because that way there's grounding, and if something happens, the circuit it's directed into the earth and the energy has a place to go and escape. But if there's no grounding, when we're not connected to the earth through not even having any contact with nature or bare feet contact with the ground, or a grounding mat or something of the similar, there's no way for all the positive energy that gets built up in our bodies and in our lives to ground. And this can cause excessive inflammation and there was an Indian chief that one time was speaking to a white man, and he said, "Yeah, you got a stick." And he said that the cause of all the diseases in the Western world, in the white man's world, are caused because there's no more contact with nature, because they seal their feet in little death boxes, in doodskisten, little coffins. So it's important to connect back to nature, because we come from nature. And there's actually there's a peace here. And it's so the opposite of city life that we're used to. Here at dawn, the world is waking up. You hear a few birds chirping, and then there's silence. And in the distance there's cars driving around. And that's people going to work and everything, but they're completely disconnected. And there's actually a therapy that is just being in nature and communing with trees. And this is scientifically proven. And there's I think I forgot what the name is, but there's a type of therapy that is just like being with trees and being in the forest and being in nature. It's soothing and calming for the mind and spirit. And just reconnecting to the body through like physical activity, being up and about, like moving like we would back in the day. Like 100 years ago, there wasn't electricity. There wasn't all these things that we have now that cause so much stress and disease and worry. And I can feel it like right now, like as I'm here, I'm just starting to kind of ease in and calm down. But yeah, like it wasn't that long ago when we would wake up with the sun rising and go out and work the fields or go for a hunt or whatever we needed to do. You know, scavenging for berries and nuts or taking care of the animals. Yeah, because like there's this funny cartoon where you see like this man walking side by side with a dog, and like the man has like this thought bubble above his head, and there's like a million things in there. There's like bills and work and wife and kids and stress and TV and all these things. And then you see the dog, and he has a thought bubble, and the thought bubble is just like nature and the scenery around the dog. And the dog is happy. And we wonder why we are not. It's because largely we are disconnected from our nature. And when we're disconnected from our nature, we're being unnatural. And waking up with the sunrise and getting the first sunlight in your eyes, that's a way to connect with nature, that circadian rhythm, like circa about a day. And that anchors in a lot of processes which will help you sleep, which will help you wake up feeling more refreshed the next day. And for example, like last night I went to bed early because I was exhausted from sleep deprivation from 3 days of a World Summit, which was amazing, but I barely got any sleep in. I've been exhausted. And last night I went to bed really early, and like around 9 p.m. and I woke up around 2. And I was still quite exhausted, but I was awake. And that's because like I have passion for the work that I'm doing, and like providing service and adding value and helping others like you take care of yourself so that we can take care of others and make the world a better place, starting with making ourselves a better version of ourselves. And yeah, it's just like that passion and finding fulfillment in the work that I'm doing, and that's the motivation, and that gets me out of bed. And it's like I'm up. I got shit to do right now. I need to take care of business. I need to build myself strong so I can be there. I can show up every day in whatever form to make a contribution to this world. Jordan Peterson, great guy, he has this analogy, is that you can see the world in two ways. It's either connected or disconnected. And if it's disconnected, like anything that's going on, it's not your fault. You're not responsible for anything. Morgen. And the other one is that everything is connected, and that every little piece has some significant and impact on every other little piece. If you're disconnected, that's a good way to be depressed, because, well, you're not responsible for anything or anyone. But if everything is connected, like I believe it is, you've probably heard of the butterfly effect, and butterfly flaps its wings in Japan, and there's a hurricane off the coast of Miami, or something like that. And, the ripple effect. Like, I'm doing really great right now in my life. I'm healthy because I'm getting my act together. I got my act together. I'm thriving right now. And it's my passion to bring that to the world, to help others do the same. They're in a dark place. I need to find a light. And I'm able to do this right now because I've taken uncomfortable action. I've taken time to develop skills, capabilities, and knowledge to bring the knowledge and experience that I have in my life and share that with the world. And I learned that from great teachers like Dean Graziosi and Tony Robbins, that helped me realize that, I'm not a fuck up. I'm not a waste of life. I haven't ruined my 20s, and it's not that I'm never going to contribute and never going to amount to anything. These were the thoughts that were going on in my head before I found the right teachers. And I was doing quite good, but I still had negative chatter because I had no purpose. And then I found Dean, and he showed me that all the shit that I've been through, all the horrible, dark, unspeakable terrors that I've experienced in my life, they were actually my preparation. They were my education. There were lessons in suffering, in humiliation, in pain, in just terror at times. And through that, I learned compassion and understanding. The human condition is not an easy thing. And we're not capable of tapping into our true potential when we're just in survival mode. So many of us are just in survival mode. And I'm here to help you thrive. That's my passion. To help you go where I've gone. Help you reach what you need to reach so you can live into your full potential. Because my greatest pain was my purpose when I was trying to figure out why I'm doing this, why I want to be successful in my life with this. My greatest pain after I did an exercise of the 7 levels deep was that I have not lived up to my own potential. And when I realized that, it was there were tears and it was painful. And now I get to ask myself every day, am I living up to my full potential? How can I serve? How can I give, be, do, share more than anybody else? And that's what I want to do. I want to... in Dutch we have a saying, ik wil mijn steentje bijdragen. And it's a humble way of saying, I want to contribute my little stone to whatever it is there to contribute to. And I stopped by here today just to share this little message that it's important to stop and smell the roses and sometimes be aware of the thorns, and then knowing that some thorns need to be there to protect the fruit. And I'm not making this up, and this is not scripted. There's just thorns there and there's fruit there. And most times we need to go through struggles and hardships in our lives, like the hero's journey, to be able to come out on the other side and share what we've learned, help others accomplish what we have accomplished, and give our gifts that we have found and received. And sometimes eat a little grass. So, I'm just kidding about the grass, but sometimes we are just blended with our face in the dirt, and we don't see the value of it until we're back on our feet. But there's the samurai code says, is fall down 6 times and stand up 7. And that's what I came to share. And I'm just noticing, the more I am here and the more I get to express my feelings and connect and be in nature, the more calm I am, and the more serene I am. And coming back to what I was saying, I slept very poorly and I was kind of exhausted, but just getting the light in my eyes, getting a little bit of movement and doing something that inspires me and being grounded and connected in nature, I feel alive right now. And most people are still asleep, right? So it's important to ground, to commune with nature and all of creation, and realize that you're a part of it, because you are. And there is no all of this, there is no all of existence without you experiencing it. Because, I don't necessarily believe in church, but I do believe in that our body is the temple, and we need to prepare the temple for the God to inhabit it. And let the light shine through us, that we were put on this earth here to shine and make this darkness a little brighter and contribute our little specific gift, because all of us are unique so much. Like every little flower, every little twig, every little branch, every different plant, every bush, every tree, every grain of sand are all unique and all wonderful. And like every piece of fruit, wow, we got some wild, that's awesome. We got some wild plums here. And yeah, have the fruits of this life, literally. But you gotta be alive to have the fruits. And that is fucking delicious. Like you cannot buy that at a store. Because that's nature. But you cannot buy at a store. You gotta go out and be in nature to get the experience. And yeah, that's just my little share for today. Just wishing you a happy and good morning. Encouraging you to go out in nature at least once a week. If at all possible, once a day. Just 5 to 10 minutes with your feet on the grass. That will do wonders. Just to get some of that positivity out of you and ground and get some of that good negative energy. I'm not talking positive and negative as in value terms. I'm talking about positive charge and negative charge. And if there's a positive charge and a negative charge on every electromagnetic being, like there were studies done even in the 40s at Harvard, when the scientist, he was trying to measure eggs, and he found that at like the peak of the egg and at the bottom of the egg, like every egg, doesn't matter if it's a snake egg or chicken egg or any other egg of any other species, they would all have a positive charge and a negative charge, like two poles. So there's literally a magnetic field around each living being. And if that magnetic field is cut off from source of grounding and getting natural energy, then there is a possibility for disease. Conversely, if there is connection with nature, to our natural habitat, wherever that is on this planet, wherever you are, there is a natural habitat for wherever that location is and wherever you're living. And you need to connect with that, even if it's 2 to 5 to 10 minutes of just sticking your head out the window to get the early morning sunshine between the first hour and the first 3 hours of sunrise, and taking in the sunset, because the sunset is so significant. Like if you want to do sun gazing or not, that's amazing if you do, but being careful with that as well, because you can overdo it. But it's funny that, like biblically even, if you just look at the first chapter of Genesis, it says, and it was evening and it was morning, the first day. Same, evening and morning, second day. Evening and morning, third day. Evening and morning, fourth day, fifth day, sixth day. So in creation, every day begins with the evening, with the sunset. That's actually when life starts. And we're diurnal creatures, the species, we live during the day. But so much of life happens at night, which is when we are supposed to be sleeping and resting to prepare us to bring what we have in the light time. And I can't help but just feel peaceful here. And I'm happy to be here just sharing with you. Whenever you happen to see this, And yeah, just reminding you that if you go into nature, you get to reap the rewards and pick the fruits, which is natural. But you gotta go outside, out of the little box, the little concrete, the little TV, computer, or tablet filled life, and just be communing with nature, because we are designed to do that. We're not designed to sit all day behind a desk or on a couch. We're not designed to just be inside all day. Like, we need fresh air. We need breath. We need sunlight. We need earth. We need the nourishment of nature. And that's what I came to share with you today. So I'm gonna continue my run now that I've had my communion. And I wish you a beautiful day, beautiful morning, beautiful afternoon, and good night whenever you're watching this. I love you, and God bless.